Hi travelers, we're going to do, I'm coming to you with two spreads today. We're going to start with Casanova. He has been a bit cheeky boy, has decided that he will work with me today. I heard him calling my name and I pulled him out of the his home where he lives, and for the past couple of hours he's just been sitting around on the table, but he's now ready to work with me. So we're going to do a quick 9-card Casanova spread, and then I'm going to do another quick 9-card spread, but I'm going to be using the Radiant White deck. So let's see what Casanova has to say. So I say he's been quite cheeky. Here's the 8 of Wands. So this is either some kind of news coming in or travel. Typically, this card is about can have to deal with work issues or something that comes in and you've got to get up and move in a hurry. Okay, now on this particular, we see that they're on a boat. You see that? So this could be travel over water or by water, but traditionally that card is speaks to travel by air. At its core, what it means is that it's having to go somewhere kind of in a hurry, things moving at a fast clip and at a fast pace. I don't know why he has, we are leaving the city. We see him going away from Venice. So obviously he's going someplace. Let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. And then a 10 of Wands. So let's put the rest of the cards down. There's a 4 of Pentacles. The Magician. The Ace of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Okay. Here is the Emperor card. Wow, that's interesting. No, I'm sorry, that's the Judgment card. That's interesting. The Moon. And then the 3 of Cups. Underneath the deck, it is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I feel that, let's see, I have 4 major arcana cards. This across this row is all ones. This is a 10, the Wheel of Fortune, which is related to all aces. So there's our Ace of Wands, who is also related to the Magician, who is a number 1 card. Actually, there are 2 10s here, so that would be 4 1s. So this is, most definitely, it speaks to some kind of new beginning in terms of perhaps some kind of project, work endeavor, business plan. I also feel that there's an element of romance here. So I don't know if some of you are going to, there are no court cards here. This is what I find to be interesting. The only court card is this Page of Pentacles, who sits over the entire spread. Now, I want to read something about, because maybe, I don't know, some of you may know that each deck has a different language. They speak in something different. They say something different. So let me see what this page is talking about. Or I'm sorry, this knight. Look, I feel that some of you, in one sense, have been really trying to focus your attentions or your endeavors. You've been expending a lot of energy, maybe really, what's the word? Concentrating all of your energy into something. You're trying to create something. You're trying to, I think some of you may have been in the process of perhaps trying to convince someone of something. reason why I say that here is the Magician card. Okay. Perhaps you've been trying to change someone's mind about something. I do sense that this is some kind of business or work deal. You know, as I say, I never know what the cards are going to speak about until we lay them. What it is they choose to talk about, what subject. And then we have this card of Judgment. And so I feel that there's been a decision that's been pending. Surrounding this particular work endeavor. I do feel that some of you will be traveling to meet someone. This is a partnership, and I do feel that there are more than, it's more than just you and the individual. The reason why I say that is there's this Three of Cups, right? But the one person, it's kind of like maybe that one person, you see the guy over there, or I don't know if that's a guy or it's a girl. Sorry about that. It's just her butt. That's all I can see. So there's maybe this is a silent partner kind of a thing. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to be taking a look at that. But what we're looking at the top with this Ten of Wands is this idea that whatever this voyage or this trip or this project is, there are lots of people depending on you, or they're watching what happens, okay, at the very least. Okay, kind of like everyone is throwing their lot in with you. Whether you, and I don't know if this is male or female that we're speaking about. I think you've been very cautious and very careful not to have become distracted. I think you have been, if not actually saving your money to work towards this particular thing, you have at the very least been economizing in such a way so that when the time comes, you can make your move. All right? I mean, literally, like you haven't had time for anything else. You are squarely focused on the task at hand. It's a coins card, the Four of Coins. And so if this is not about the financial aspect of it, it is about the doing of something. I mean, really, he's ignoring that naked chick. So come on. This person is really focused on the task at hand. It is this Magician that kind of... But the Magician is a one card, and the one cards are initiating. They are about starting something. They are about directed will and energy and determination, and actually pulling together all of your skills and resources that you have and creating this, whatever this idea is that you have, using all of your talent. I feel as though you're trying to, maybe you put forth something and now you are trying to not necessarily convince the other person that perhaps they should come along with you, but get them to see the vision that it is that you see. Okay, if that makes any sense. So the Ace of Wands comes along to say, yes, okay, and here's the Wheel of Fortune. So something changes. We see something changing. And I think this change came about here with this trip. This trip, in a sense, kind of changed everything. And so here's the Judgment. The Judgment is about the decision-making process. It is the discernment of it. It is not a legal issue. It is really about making a decision, using your discernment, all of your tools, your logic, your skills, your intuition, and then making that decision. Yes, this is the right thing. No, it's not the right thing. Yeah, I want it to change a little bit. Maybe I can accept it like that. I'm not exactly sure. But then here's this Moon card. Now, it's kind of funny because in this particular deck, this Moon card kind of runs along with like a Lenormand card. The moon speaks to vision, romanticism, sentiment, illusion, enchantment, the attraction of the unknown, infatuation, and dream. Okay, so there's a lot of this whole idea of wishes coming true, visions being maybe this is the idea even that maybe you've been having some kind of flashes of insight and intuition. I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't kind of feel or read like that. But definitely it is a change. 2 tens speak to the end of a relationship or the end of a phase of a relationship. So we obviously see that something is ending and or changing. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. There's travel involved. Maybe this is foreign travel. Maybe you're doing business overseas, or maybe a new business partner or a new business investor from overseas is coming to see you to see what this thing is that you've been going on and on and on about. We've just had our full moon in Virgo. So we're now in a 2-week time frame leading up to the full moon. Whatever this thing is, it's already begun. It's not as though it was on hold. This is not a hanged man kind of an energy. It's I think it had something to do with trying to pull someone in. Literally, the word that keeps coming to me, my guides keep saying to see whatever the vision is that you're seeing, whatever the vision is that you've had, and you've had to wait because the people that you've been working with or dealing with or that you have approached to come help you. This is a Venus energy all over it, and Venus is about cooperation and harmony. That Libra aspect of Venus is about working together with other people in partnership and being able to compromise. That Taurus aspect of Venus is about the value in it, the amount of work that you put in. What do you expect to get out of it? We see that it ends in a partnership here, which I think there's 3 people. So I'm not, this kind of, I think I did a reading a couple of 2 readings ago where I was talking about somebody who had all of the power. I think so. It's kind of like the same theme. Maybe the same story, but now it's showing me that something has definitely changed. Okay? It's these... this is a career. The other meaning of 2 tens is a career change and a financial change for the better. Okay? And I definitely see this here, with particularly as we look at this 3 of Cups. I want to see something, so just kind of give me a moment here. I want to take a look at something for you. So if this is you and you've been, in waiting on some kind of financial news or business news, I don't know if this would be like a promotion or a job change. The energy that's coming off of it reads like some kind of elevation. I don't know if that promotion or elevation or let me look at the 3 of Cups next to any of these, if it tells me anything next to these 3. This was supposed to be a short reading, but now that I'm in here now, right? So no, the 3 of Cups doesn't tell me anything. So let's just go through and see quickly what we can see. There's 1, 2, 3 Wands cards here. It's definitely involving some kind of meeting or group endeavor. Of this, I can tell you some social. It's not a social event. That's not what comes across. Nothing about the Eight of Wands. Let's try the Ten of Wands. Whatever this is something you've been very, very, very focused on. The two tens tells of a career change for the better. That's what I've read. 4 tens, and it's not really 4 tens, because tens are changing energies. These would be 4 ones, which would be like 4 aces, but there's a double meaning here of this Ace of Wands. So this is like a double ounce of oomph. Okay. I can't explain it any other way. It's a double ump of oomph. I cannot explain that any other way. Now, the Ace of Wands next to the Three of Cups. Now, this always says that it speaks to like a pregnancy, but this is, or the birth of a child, but it's not. That's not, let's not look at that literal, because that's not what I'm getting. What I'm getting is, it is the birth of a brand new thing. Brand new. And the pregnancy part is this whole idea that you've been doing all of this work. You've been letting the idea cook and stew, and you've been working on it and working on it and working on it and working on it, and, you know, tweaking it here and tweaking it there, and then finally now you're about ready to present this, or at least you're going to get the opportunity. Somebody's going to step into the breach that's been, you know, and help you to culminate this thing. This card, this Page of Pentacles that I was looking at, speaks to waiting for the right moment. Something that you've been waiting for. This is the slowest knight in the deck, and typically, you know, it may take this knight a long time to get there, but when he comes, this is the night that you want to make sure you got a drink for when he gets there, because he's going to have some really good news for you. Okay? Nothing about the Ace of Wands. Let me look at the Four of Coins, because there's really nothing else that I can look at in this particular spread, except these huge 4 major arcana. Four of Coins with the Wheel of Fortune brings a message that you will have success in all that you undertake at this time. It is a positive sign to go forth with your plans. Remember, that's just what I was about to say, because the meaning of the card is waiting for the right time to make a move. So if you've been holding back on doing something, now is the time. And I think perhaps what this new moon, this moon card is saying is that maybe you've gotten that spark of inspiration that you needed right around this new moon to just go ahead and move forward. This is really some new kind of partnership here. I'm just a bit, in a sense, at a loss for, and this is why. Now, I'm just picking up on this, and I see this here, the Four of Coins with the Ace of Wands. This is you, I think, planning and plotting very carefully. You have the idea that, yes, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do it. You have thought about it. Maybe you've dreamed it up. Maybe it came to you in a vision or a dream. Maybe it's something you're looking at far out into the future. But there's been some kind of decision, some kind of choice that you've been studying, that you've been looking at, in terms of should you or shouldn't you, put it that way. Okay, so even though the Four of Pentacles is way up here, here's the moon at the bottom. So it says the Four of Pentacles appearing with the next to the moon. It's not next to the moon, but there's an influence here. Indicates that there may have been deceptive undercurrents and hidden things that you are not aware of at this time. See how this person is? This could be investigate, but it also indicates that that you are to investigate and do not sign any legal and or binding documents until all is clear and upfront. The Judgment. Remember I said it wasn't a legal issue, but hey, what do I know? I just read cards. So maybe that's what that was. There's been an offer put forth, and either the person has been contemplating, the person that, or you've been contemplating it. But I think that you now know that this is something that you should do, or you should go forth with. Okay? What it feels like to me is that you're trying to leave one partnership, not necessarily leave it, but that you stepping out on your own from this other group of people. Okay? It's really something that you're doing for yourself. But there's a new opportunity here. That's really all I can come up with. That's all I can come up with. I don't sense any negative energy off of this. I'm gonna look at this Eight of Wands. What this Eight of Wands is trying to tell me here. Travel in the mind, speed, movement, striving towards a goal. There it is. And being fixed and determined on getting there. I'm going to look at this Magician. It says single knowledge, ability, cunning, willpower, independence of thought. Initiative. This is what this is telling us. This Emperor, masculine strength, stability, administration, powerful protection, and the symbol of power. It speaks about the man. That's what I said. It's more of a kind of a masculine energy, but there's also some kind of element to this that has a romance to it. I don't know why. And so maybe this goes back to when I was saying that, I think I said to some of you that you were going to hear from somebody that maybe they were going to come to you, they were going to reach out and you know, but it was going to be under the guise that maybe they were coming there to work. I remember saying that. I just don't remember what reading that was. Okay. Typically what happens when oh, card just presented itself. When I do right after I close the cards, I am not cognizant of whatever it was that I was telling you. That's how my channeling works. So let's I want to take a look at this. I want to see what card this was that came out. Remember I said there's some element of romance to this. Now, this is the Cupido card. And I remember explaining to you some time ago that Cupid was about a sudden, hot, passionate infatuation. Well, it's not just with people. This could be with a place, or it could be with an apartment. You see something that you want, and boom, all of a sudden, arrow, you're struck by the arrow, and you got to have it. Okay? I'm going to put that card back in the deck. But this, to me, speaks to some element of romance, and I'm going to tell you what card is telling me that. It is this card, even though that's not what I'm getting from it. Okay? Even though that's not how we normally would read the Judgment card. But that card is screaming some kind of romantic potential coming. Or there's romance hidden here. Not the Moon card, not this Three of Cups. It is that Judgment card. The Giovani Fanciulla. The Costanza. And the Messaggere. I think someone is coming to try to change your mind. Okay? But there's a work element to this. There's some kind of career and financial element to this. But there is definitely some kind of romance involved in this as well. So, let's pull one romance angel card. So formulate your question. Where am I on the thing? And then I'm going to do another reading with the Radiant White deck. Ooh, that's exciting. So somebody, I don't know. Let me know if you recognize that. It's all mysterious, like, ooh. Well, look, if the person invites you to dinner, say yes, okay? Don't hesitate. If you are a male in this story and you recognize yourself and there's somebody that's going that you know, you got your eye on, that you're going to be close to, you're going to be in the same area, call them up and invite them to dinner. Please do. I don't think you will be disappointed. Now, this is a funny card. It's like the Vesta card to me. Okay, it says stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Wow. When I said funny, it's just kind of like a generic kind of a thing being said here. I know it means something else. Stay optimistic. Let's see. The romance angels send you this card to remind you that you have a strong influence upon your love life satisfaction. If you've been complaining or worrying lately, the angels guide you to shift to a more optimistic perspective. Even if you've had your romantic hopes dashed repeatedly, there's still reason to hold the faith that real love can be yours if you believe it. Today, take action steps to positively manifest the love life you desire. Whether you are single or in a partnership, begin by visualizing yourself as romantically happy and satisfied. See and imagine yourself with a wonderful with a wonderful partner who embodies the qualities that are important to you. Imagine that person appreciating and loving you too. You can write lists and conduct journaling sessions about your feelings, hopes, desires, and intentions. You can also create a dream board with images and phrases related to your love life goals pasted onto the poster board. Daily, look at this dream board with positive intent and follow any inner guidance to take actions related to your dreams. Your positive outlook will make you a more physically and energetically attractive person, which will definitely help your relationship with yourself and everyone else too. There's that Venus energy. The reason I kept going, ooh, dreams and visions. Remember I said I think someone's coming to change your mind about something or try to convince you. I think this applies in both the work aspect, but again, there's that romantic aspect there. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Now, let me Casanova. I tell you what. Let's do a quick. He's a card, as they used to say in the 20s and 30s. All right, let's take a look at this. I'm just gonna pull 9 cards on this with the Radiant White to see what they want to say. They were both competing with each other. These Casanova and the who am I trying to say? These cards who wanted to speak, and I let Casanova speak first because he said he wanted to. 1 second. And we have not heard from him in quite some time. I want to get a little bit more incense across this table. Here we go. All right, this is going to be the last shuffle here. I read you the wrong thing. I read you the Emperor card. The reason why I keep bringing up the Emperor on that Judgment card is because, let me show you. It is the Emperor who is in the card. Let me show you. That's actually the Judgment. I read you the wrong. I read you the interpretation of the Emperor. I don't know why he keeps surfacing, but he does. But I'm going to show you. It is the same person in the card. He appears in two different cards. There he is. There's the Emperor. See? That's him. And the card. So that was the Judgment. And I read, remember I said man? That was one of the meanings that I gave you? Well, that's not the meaning of the Judgment. Let's go back and look at the meaning of the Judgment. Exam, consequence, to lay oneself bare. The climax, spiritual or moral awakening. An imminent decision. Keep telling you, someone's been trying to make that determination, and I think they finally made it. Alrighty then. That Three of Cups is known as the play card. Alright, here we go. Three of Wands. There is the Chariot card. Wow. There's the Nine of Coins. Four of Cups. Again, there's this idea of some kind of travel. There's the Seven of Wands. So I have two sevens. There's the Devil. There's the Knight of Cups. How funny is this? I have two Saturn cards here. Okay, hold on. And then there's the Eight of Cups. Wow. Isn't that something? Holy shit, look. There is this Eight of Wands again. Now, I don't know if this is a continuation on the other side of that Casanova spread we just did, in the sense that when the person comes, I think you pass them by. You let this particular offer go. I don't know. I can hear some of you going, but why? Because I've been waiting a long time for him to come and blah, 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 blah. Maybe it's a timing. There's that moon. Saturn in Pisces, Saturn in the World card, Saturn in the Devil. That's what the Devil rules, Saturn. And right around here, it speaks to some kind of limitation or some kind of restriction. Not one in which you are blocked. I would expect to see that like that. It's not that. You have been released from some kind of block, or this offer comes from somebody walking away from or riding away from some kind of block and commitment, and they come offering, but this is what's so funny about this. That's 9 cups. That's 9 cups. So what I think this is saying is that it's not that, I'm going to look at that because it kind of reads two ways. It reads on the one hand like the person is walking away from all that, whatever this meant. They are tentatively stepping forward with an offer because they want to leave behind those things that whatever this was for them. But this could also be the fact that when the person comes, maybe you've gotten to a point where you say, it's too late now. We go from here from a 4 of cups all the way up to an 8. That's an extra 4 cups that have been brought in. And I don't know where they're coming from. Let's go to the let's go to the 3 of Wands here to see what we can see. This is the only coins card. I have 1, 2, 3 major arcana, 2 wands, and 3 cups. And these 2 huge earth sign, earth element arcana cards. This is a water arcana card. The Chariot card, it's about focus and determination and willpower, and recognizing that no matter where you're trying to go, in order to get there, you're going to have to rein in yourself. And look, there's the moon again. There's something with this particular moon. See that he's got the moon disc, those quarter moons there on his shoulder. Every time I read for you guys, I always say I don't know what that symbol is, but it's a Jewish symbol. I just saw it in my book that I was looking at, and I don't remember what book it was, and I forgot what it stands for. But it's not a dreidel, which is like a wheel thing. It's another kind of Jewish symbol, but I can't remember what it is. Okay, so hold on. Nothing about the 3 of Wands next to any of these. So let me move to the 9 of coins. When you hear me do that, that's because I get very hot when I read. It's open channel energy. I get very, very hot. See, that's what I was saying. This doesn't read like something ugly. Okay, the 9 of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles with this World card. Okay, are you ready? Listen. It indicates that you are ready to move on to the next step along your path. It tells of major moves, relocations, and huge lifestyle changes. It also tells of extensive journeys or travel that will be beneficial in the long term. That's why this is showing up like this. This 8 of Cups is sometimes not the sadness of leaving behind something. It literally means leaving your old life behind, okay, and going off in search, going on a trip, on a journey, going off in search of a new life. There's movement and travel all over this. Something is changing. I'm so excited. I don't even know what this is. Hold on. Let me see the 4 of Cups. Let's see what the 4 of Cups has to say. This is exciting. It tells me nothing. 7 of Wands. It's like you're sitting on your butt not doing anything, and then suddenly something changes and you got to get up and get busy. Now this is a funny, because this card represents the time frame of August 12th through the 22nd. So that was just a few weeks ago, right? A couple of weeks ago. You know what? At the end of the month, on September 30th, Pluto goes direct. Now, I don't know why that keeps popping in my head. Saturn is already moving. But Saturn will come out of retrograde phase. Well, he's been in for the past, I don't know, 72 years. Not that long. It's not true. But he's just been in retrograde at 18 retrograde for such a long time. So he's going to be moving, finally turning direct in the sign of Capricorn. There it is. Now, the devil is not just about limits and restriction. It can be about commitment. It could be about being committed to something for the long haul. But it can also simply represent those things on the earthly plane. Okay? Sex, food, clothing, money, rich property, all of those things that we enjoy here on this particular plane. This doesn't read in the sense like somebody's walking away from that. It feels as though they're bringing this to you, this offer to you. This is what I have, and I'm willing to share that with you. Here's my cup. Now, some of you may run. I don't know. Some of you may run. But I think that others of you, I think if you run, it is only going to be because of the fear that you may lose your independence. Look at this. Look at that. I think that's what that says. But if these cups were no longer serving you, why would you hang on to them? That's my question. Seven of Wands. This could even be the idea that this posture or having to do this for so long, you can walk away and leave that behind. The Eight of Cups is not always a negative card, depending upon the context of how things play out. Let me take a look at this, and I'm going to read you the meaning of this Eight of Cups. First, let me see. I'm sure there's some reader out there who's watching going, no, they should say that they gonna walk. Some of you may walk away. I'm not going to lie. That's not the energy that I get, though. It speaks to deep contemplation, dissatisfaction. It can say disappointment, disillusionment, sadness, and resignation. First, let's see if it tells us anything here. With the Chariot. It's a warning not to get involved in any unnecessary gossip, uncomfortable situations, or behave in a judgmental way. Instead, focus on yourself, your goals and aspirations, and channel your energies towards your own success. It asks that you contain yourself and direct your focus and energies towards achieving your goals and aspirations. Now, I'm going to read to you quickly the meaning of this 8. It indicates that the decision has been made to move on and leave the past behind. You may have been caught up in events or were or are involved in a situation that may have been complicated and costly. You may cut all ties with the events and will not give them a thought once you are in the past. It implies that something of importance is missing from one's life and tells of the quest of finding inner contentment and purpose. It speaks of having both emotional and material stability at present, but there is a need within to find a deeper level of contentment. A drastic sweeping change may be called for to satisfy this longing. It implies that long-laid plans have come to a halt and you may feel stuck. It may be indicating the decline of a matter, slight consequences, withdrawal, or abandonment. This may prompt you to try something new. Think carefully before going back to established plans, as you may wish to abandon them entirely or amend and adapt your goals to suit the situation better. It suggests that it is time to accept and move on in your life. There is no need to venture into unexplored territories to find deeper fulfillment. It tells of a need to find spiritual fulfillment. It asks that you evaluate your life and your lifestyle choices Then make the appropriate changes. It indicates that the old ways are no longer working for you and it is time to make some sweeping changes. Once you have made the decision to move on, your attention will turn to seeking happiness and fulfillment. You will feel that a load has been lifted and you will feel renewed enthusiasm and optimism. It is an indication that a new interest is on its way into your life. This could be by way of personal relationships or the exciting experience of new knowledge gained. It may be indicating that plans of the past are not relevant today and new plans will need to be made, which in turn will leave the past behind. Positive changes within your personal relationships will bring you a stress-free and harmonious time. The Eight of Cups indicates an overall improved perspective in many areas of your life. It indicates a situation where the only solution is to let go entirely, regardless of how much energy or effort has been put into it. If it is still not working, the only option is to abandon it. That's why I say I think some of you are going to be like, no, I'm not going to. Do not waste any more of your time. For others of you, this reads like this is kind of something new coming in for you. And it's coming swiftly. The Eight of Wands sits over this. Let's take a look here. Picked up 4 more wands here. So a house, a home, some kind of stability. Maybe fighting to maintain that. Yeah, it is this 4 of Cups, because we see the 9 of the 4 and the 4, and then the 4 takes on another 4. That's what's so funny about that 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is sometimes a card of saying, do not dismiss something out of hand. Yeah? And maybe that's not you. Maybe this is somebody else that you've been dealing with. Maybe you have posited something to them and they have been unwilling to budge or have not shown a whole bunch of enthusiasm about it. So you say, okay, well, whatever. But we see that the person's like they're chasing you. They're going to be chasing you as you leave. Isn't that funny? I just get the sense that for some of you, you're going to be like, it's too late. For others of you, you're going to move forward with this. And the reason why I say that is everybody's going this way. This is nothing but movement down the center. Nothing. Oh, there he is. Oh, wow. She keeps showing up, this Giovane Fanciulla. There's the 3 of Cups, the happiness of the heart. There is the L'amante male, the lover, and here is the Giovane Fanciulla. This is what I'm getting. This person has this idea. They haven't accepted. They haven't made a determination. But they're looking back at this happiness of the heart. If this is you, you see, you're like, okay, well, whatever. You just keep on going. Okay? This person is looking back on that. This is not the card of sentiment. This is called requited love. The person wants this. I swear to God, it feels like I've done this reading before. Or some elements of it. I don't know. Excuse me. Formulate, excuse me, a question for the, holy smokes, I gotta get ready to go here in a minute. What time is it? Yeah. Formulate a question for the, one question for the angel answer card. You see that, right? The end result of the situation you asked about is entirely in your hands. You can affect the outcome by taking a proactive approach to solving any challenges. Stand in your own power and have confidence that you have what it takes to bring about a happy ending. Don't wait for someone else to rush in and take charge. In order to come to a successful conclusion, the situation requires your unique perspective and experience. Well, that's what I have for you, travelers. I hope that message helped. And until next time, namaste.